Next question. Ackerman supports citizenship for illegal immigrants. What is your position on this issue, as well as on legal immigration? And how do you feel about closing our borders and your position on amnesty?
I actually support citizenship for illegal aliens in the country they came from. I have no problem with that at all. Obviously, from my prior answer, you know what I think about the borders. If they're criminals, and look what's happened under the Republican Mayor Giuliani. He ordered the police that when they're making arrests, they're not even allowed to question them with regard to their, and I'm sure Bloomberg, who ran as a Republican and now is a Democrat, getting back to Carol Quigley, there isn't a dime's worth of difference between the two parties. There you have it. So we're going to start to have people who are going to stand up for the Constitution, enforce our borders. That is something that is constitutionally permissible. But that which is constitutionally permissible, we don't do, and everything that's not permissible, we do. My grandmother said, if you spend all your time doing what you're not supposed to do, you'll never have time to do what you're supposed to do. And there you have it.
Our prime focus in the immigration is to keep terrorists out of our country. There are ways to do that. In 9/11, 5 of the 19 terrorists were here in this country illegally. As you may recall, one of them was picked up and stopped for a traffic violation, and he just went on believably on his way to the airport. We have to focus on asking people the questions that need to be asked when people get their citizenship. Are they here because they want to contribute to this country like our ancestors came to do? Or are they here to destroy this country? Congress doesn't let our immigration officers ask the type of questions that need to be asked. Our focus has to be on stopping terrorism when it comes to immigration. That is the key, absolutely the key issue. Unfortunately, it's impossible to deal with every single issue. We have to do triage, focus on the terrorism issue for immigration first, and then let's deal with the rest of it because it's a
First thing we do, we must secure the borders. That is number one. Second of all, we must stop this political correctness. It's killing us. If we did this, 13 Americans would be alive at Fort Hood. Why? Because political correctness killed those Americans. Because if majors that were in charge of Hassan were too afraid to report his extremist views because their military careers would be over. When I travel, I see TSA people bending over backwards for people that should be profiled. You know why El Al is safe? Because they profile. And don't give me the bullshit. Don't give me the bullshit that we can't do it. We can do it. We're the greatest nation in the world, and we can do it. But we bend over backwards. I saw the other day coming back from Miami. They're profiling a mother and 3 kids like she's a terrorist. And guys with beards and this, they're not profiling. Give me a minute.
Illegal immigration, what do? We secure the borders. We hire more agents down there. We deport any and all illegal immigrants who are arrested. Deport them back to the country they came from. What do we do about the political correctness? It wasn't just Major Hassan. It was also the person who opened fire at an Army recruiting base in Arkansas. It's also the Christmas Day underwear bomber. The government, and especially that department, is rotten from the head on down. They knew the person was going to do something. His own father turned him in. So this political correctness, as everybody said, has got to stop. You bend over backwards too far, what you do is you fall down, and then you're looking up, and before you know it, it's too late. On 9/11, I had 3 kids in this city. One of them worked across the street from One World Trade Center. When you saw the kids running down the street in front of the clouds, she was one of them. And it's time for us to realize the enemy is there, and as Ronald Reagan said, it's very simple. We win, they lose.
I don't think anyone would deny that legal immigration has been critical to this nation's growth, socially, culturally, and economically. It's been a very successful institution, and it needs to remain a legal process to citizenship. So, amnesty? No. The whole idea of illegal immigration, someone will say, well, we need people to take these jobs that Americans won't take. That's not the case. Long before there was a problem with illegal immigration, Americans were doing those jobs. With a high unemployment rate, why are we concerned about giving jobs away to other people? Next. If you allow people to come to this country illegally, how many hospitals, schools, municipalities, and states are we going to let go bankrupt? Our border states are bankrupt. And the money's going to have to come from everyone else. You think it's going to come out of thin air? It's going to come in the form of taxes. They're going to redistribute your wealth to pay for an illegal activity.
I work with about a dozen Spanish people. They're citizens. They love this country. But many of the illegal people, the illegal immigrants don't love this country. They're here. And they have families with 7 or 9 or 10 anchor babies. And the thing that is most frustrating is that when we had a Republican Congress and executive, they did nothing about it. And it's time in November that we do something about it with a Republican Congress, because we can.